Good day, good day, good day. It's Runa here, sitting in my beautiful office in Iceland. And welcome to our second webinar in our webinar series, Small Business Branding, Sharpen Your Success. I have a very special guest with me today. It's not a night, it's a day. Herdis Pala, a woman that is definitely someone that is going to inspire you with her sharpened point of view. Now, if I would tell you who is Herdis Pala, I think that as a personal branding strategist myself, I think it would be fair to say that for me, she is like an Audi A3 car. She is reliable. She is steady on the road, she knows where she is going, but most of all, she is sporty. She is on the top of the game. I am super thrilled to have her with us today as we're going to be talking about your brand and your leadership. How do you identify the leader within you, and why should you develop that? Welcome, Herdis Pala.
Thank you, Runa. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I am so thrilled to have you. Tell me, well, why don't we start by actually introducing tell us a little bit about yourself before I start to interview you.
Okay.
Who is Herdis Pala?
Oh, Herdis Pala is a complicated person. No, I like to describe myself as an entrepreneur. Most of my, adult life, I've been working in the corporate world up until 2012 when I started my own business. Then I'm back to corporate world, so I'm like jumping back and forth. But all the time, no matter if I'm working in corporate world or doing my own business, I'm always working with leadership. And that's one of my interests in life, to work with leaders and with leadership and how everybody has to find the leader within themselves.
Yeah, so that has been your topic for quite some time. Yes. I think I should tell the audience a little bit more about what I know about you, which I always have admired about you, and that is how you took the initiative and left the things that you were all of safety and really started to explore yourself. That's what I've been following you and seeing what you've been doing, and I really highly admire you for that.
Thank you.
One thing that before I go into interviewing, the whole interview process, there's just one more thing that I need to tell our audience.
Okay.
We're doing this on a platform that is called the Webinar Jam, and it sometimes can look like we are not exactly following up with what's going on the screen, and that is because we are about 20 seconds, there's about 20 seconds delay when we are talking. So if you feel like we're not really up to it, it's because of technology streaming from where we are to where you are and then backwards. So please give us some consideration that if you feel like we're not really on the top of the game. However, I also would like to welcome you to use our platform today to interact with Herdis Pala and myself by using the chat room. And why don't we start by simply tell us your name and where are you calling in from? It's interesting. Do we have people on our call today that from all over the world, or where are we? So that Herdis Pala and I can actually...
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah, I already see that there are people all over that have signed up for the webinar, so I'm always really excited. As here I am, and you are actually, both of us are in Iceland at the moment, but people are coming in from all over the world. So please feel free to sign something up in our chat room and let us know where you're coming from. That is just simply so much fun to have it interactive that way. But tell me one thing, Herdis Pala, while people are coming in and telling us where they are and who they are and where they're calling from. Why? And well, maybe how did you discover your own leader within?
Yeah, it was just like you said. I left the safety, I left my corporate world, and started to explore what I wanted to do. And about that time, or also prior to that, I was starting to see that people were coming to me. They wanted to read what I was writing. They wanted to buy private sessions with me. They wanted to discuss things with me. So I kind of felt that there was something that I was doing, something that I was saying that people wanted to follow. So I was kind of all over the place at that time. I had never thought about branding myself. I had never thought about running my own business. But all of a sudden I was seeing that there was something there. And that's, I think, when I discovered that there was something about me that people were willing to follow and wanting to follow.
Oh, I like that. It was your brand, and I agree with you. That's some of the things that I've been following myself. Oh, I see people are flocking in here from Germany, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Hafnarfjörður, Iceland, Selfoss, Iceland. Oh, we have some fellow Icelanders on the call. Herdis Pala.
That's nice.
And even who have Anna from Gnúpverjahreppur in Iceland. That
wow.
Almost like Eyjafjallajökull. Well, going back to leadership and being your own leader, why do you feel that it's important to think of self-leadership? And what is self-leadership?
Well, yeah, that's a good question to start with. What is self-leadership? I mean, there are many definitions of what self-leadership is. And I'm not all that, I don't want to get too confused with all kinds of different definitions, but it's a matter of being a leader over yourself, being responsible, and many people hate the word being responsible, but we have to be responsible for ourselves, our thoughts, our behavior, our habits, because if we want some results, some success, however we define that, if we want something, we're going on some journey, it gets pretty lame in the long run to keep blaming other people, keep blaming situations, keep blaming everybody else. So we have to own our power, like I like to say, and just take the, step in and be the leader of ourselves. Like I said, our behavior, our habits, our thoughts, and thoughts being one of the biggest things. And also, like the foundation in self-leadership is knowing yourself. Know what you want, know where you want to go, know what you want to stand for and be known for. And when you have come to conclusion with all of that, then it's much easier to step forward and get the results that you're after.
Yeah. So having control and knowing yourself, what do you feel that you most often see with leaders, with your clients who are lacking that? What are they facing when you're lacking self-leadership?
They have not just, because many people have not thought about self-leadership as a concept.
Yeah.
They keep reading about the difference between managers and leaders, but they never apply it to themselves. So I think that's a big thing. And also part of self-leadership, because most of the people that I work with are usually more capable, more powerful, more competent than they allow themselves to believe, because they are kind of afraid of being the leader in their life. They may also be dealing with all kinds of upper limits. They don't want to be too confident or too successful. They are afraid of outshining other people, or other people being jealous or something. So they're always kind of holding themselves back. And if you do that for too long, you end up being just grumpy old people, like I say, because you get frustrated, because when you realize that you have all these capabilities and all this power and you're not using it, it gets so frustrating. So
then you become known for nothing instead of really known for what you want to be known for.
And like I said, if you know what you're capable of, but not using it and not doing it, you end up just, you know, like I said, like a bitter, grumpy old person.
Grumpy old person. Yeah. So yeah, and who wants to be known for being a grumpy old person?
Not me.
No, definitely not you. That's for sure. We had a little poll question that I wanted to ask our attendees today. A little poll that we could maybe see from our attendees, where do they stand? If they could have more of something in their lives, in their business life, then what would that be? And it would be interesting to just click on the things that you feel is really most likely to represent who you are and where you are at the moment. That one of the things that you said, Herdis, when you're unclear about the thing and you're not stepping really into that power that you have, and as we're talking about small business owners, and you know, you and I and 6 other speakers are going to be in Reykjavik, Iceland, September 6th for the Small Business Branding Day. So I'm thinking, if you are a business owner and you are not really stepping into this leadership, self-leadership, what are the consequences of that?
Oh, do you want to depress people today? I think, I mean, I work with a lot of business owners that have not stepped into the role of being the leader of themselves. And they don't think of themselves as CEOs of their companies. So they're just unclear about things. They're doing things from chaos. They are just paddling around in all this busyness and not really, you know, reaching their goals or achieving their goals and achieving everything that they're capable of. So that's where I come in. In my clients, I'm working with them on, you know, knowing what they want to be known for, know what they want to stand for, know where they want to go, and just do it. It's like Nike says, just do it. I mean, throw out all these excuses. I mean, if you have some good explanations, I listen to them, but too often people are using some lame old excuses as explanations, but they are nothing but excuses.
They're nothing but excuses, exactly.
Right.
So on September 6th, you are going to be giving our class, or in our seminar, the full day seminar, a special workshop on your leadership. Can you tell us a little bit more about that workshop? What will participants, what can they expect?
Yeah, my goal for the session that I will be doing on that day is to, like you said in the beginning, to inspire people to really step into their leadership role in their own lives and help them as business owners to start think about themselves as CEOs in their business, and if they have employees, to be a good leader for their employees, set boundaries, be clear on what, you know, the communication. I also, because confidence and communication is a big thing in how much success you can achieve. So I will be also talking about your own confidence and your communication skills together with the self-leadership thing. So my goal is that at the end of my session, people will be inspired to really be the leader in their life, to be a good CEO for their business, and have like a clear steps to take to have more success in their business.
That sounds like something that most of us could need. I'm actually going to end the poll right now, and why don't we see the results? So they say okay. Well, what our viewers today, 50% say they would like to have more confidence to pursue their goals, and 50% are saying what they would like to have more of is well-designed roadmap, taking them to their destination. Okay. So what you just explained there was pretty much what they're needing, right?
Yeah, but the one thing about confidence is that I have also talked to so many people that say to me, well, I don't have that much confidence. Like they believe that they were born with just certain amount of confidence, and that is something that they can never change. But confidence is something that you can definitely strengthen and work on, and you can have more confidence. And part of that is being this leader in your life, and really show your feathers, or show your true colors, like my peacock. Because whenever you take one more step and do more than you thought you could, you boost your confidence. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you should go out and do all kinds of crazy things, but if you have like a roadmap, if you map up what you want to do and what you want to stand for, and just start, going that path, you increase your confidence at the same time. So it's kind of like self-fulfilling prophecy. To step out of this, comfort zone that you're in, start doing the things that you deep inside know that you're capable of, then you have more success and more confidence at the same time. So it kind of fulfill each other, like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
So true. And like you just said before, most of us actually, we are aware that we can do a lot more. My saying is that, and I know it might sound a little bit strange, but my saying is that we already have everything that we need right in front of our tits.
Yeah.
And, and seriously, and I'm not just talking about women here. I'm talking, we all have tits. They're just in different sizes. What I mean here is that when I'm working with people, and I can hear the same thing is going on in your life, Herdis, we have basically everything right there, and we're just so busy often thinking about it that is somewhere out there, somewhere else, and we get confused about all the things that other people are doing instead of thinking, okay, what is it that I want to do? So I like what you're saying, and I really look forward taking the class with you on in September the 6th.
And I can share with the audience, both today and in our seminar in September, and I'm speaking from experience when I talk about how we can boost our confidence, because I can honestly tell that my confidence, few years back was not as high as it is today. I just decided I want to develop myself. I want to grow as a person. I want to grow as a professional. And I started working on that. And I stepped into this leadership role in my own life. So I have experienced this thing myself. So I'm talking from experience. And I think that could be helpful in September when I share some of my story, how I have, I'm a living proof of what I'm saying.
So true. So true. And I know, because I followed you, I know it's right. If there are questions, any questions that Elín, Anna, Þóranna, Eva, and all the rest of the attendees here, Linda and Christine, Borghildur, and I know all the others, because I see there are quite a lot of viewers that are actually on the call. If you have any questions about how you can, about leadership and how you can, what's going on in your mind, please feel free to pop it up in the chat room while Herdis and I continue to talk. Let's go into people who have really stepped into their own leadership and are taking the stand there. What are the people? What do you see as the outcome from that?
It's just it boosts their confidence to start with, because then they can be themselves. Because when you're a leader, when you practice self-leadership daily and know what you want to stand for, it doesn't matter what other people are saying or what other people are doing. You find your own way to your success, because success means many different things for different people. So when I talk about the path from self-leadership, it leads you to authentic success, because you find success your way. What means success to you, it might be totally different from me and you, Runa, because we probably define success differently.
Totally, I agree.
Yeah.
And I know it does. I know it does.
Yeah. So people that have stepped into, to practice self-leadership every day, they are working on their own definition of success, instead of just running after all these commercials and ads and all those gurus that are telling you this means success. You just find your own definition and you work towards it. So self-confidence gives you freedom to be who you want to be.
Yeah. And that goes back to being a business owner and being a business owner and running not only your business, but you're running people. You are leading people. There are other people that should be working with you or working on that same vision that you as the business owner you have developed, and you want to take it to the next level. I see that we have one question here from Thorana. What do you say about worrying about others getting jealous? Resonates with me. I think we often worry that we are leaving people behind. How do we tackle that?
I think it's less of a consideration if you work on your authentic success, because if you start by knowing who you are and what you want to stand for, I think there's less worries that people become jealous of you or that you outshine people, because you are not going to change as a person no matter how well you do. I think we would have to worry more if you start trying to be somebody else or something else than you really are. So if you're authentic, if you just be who you are, the outshining part is less of a worry, I think.
Yeah, and I can actually add into that from the personal branding perspective. When we see people and we are with people that are authentic, that are true to themselves, and they know what they stand for, it instantly gives us the feeling that here's someone that I can trust. And at the same time, I also see when people are trying to be something that they are not, that's when we go, there's something not right here. So,
if the connection and the relationship with your family and friends, if you treat that the same way as you have always done, and if you stay who you are, I think people will just be happy for you instead of worrying about that you're outshining them. And that is, like I said, if you're authentic in your journey.
Yeah, and I think you and I and the population of Iceland, we do know what it is when we were not authentic and then turning into being authentic as a nation. We know what the consequences were when we were doing something in a bubble. Just to be clear. My final question, and actually before I go to the final question, one thing that I'm a little bit curious on September the 6th, which is a Saturday, and we'll be here in we'll be actually setting the whole thing up here in Reykjavik, Iceland, and do hope to see people using this opportunity to come from all over the world to Iceland, because if you look at the map, Iceland is really in the middle there and on the top of the world there, and takes about 5 hours to fly from the East Coast in the US, 3 hours or less than that to come from Europe to Iceland. And we see this really as an opportunity for small business owners to come to Iceland for a weekend and make a mix of it. Go for a whole day with by being inspired with the 8 steps to sharpen your success, with 8 different European leaders in the business and branding world, and then take the other days to explore Iceland. So we hope that we will see both Icelanders as well as other small business owners worldwide that will join us. What is the thing that you, after, we've talked about those 8 steps, we're going to be going through your future vision, you're going to be doing the leadership. Yesterday I was talking to Monique, who was talking about how to deliver your pitch. In about an hour and a half, I'm going to be interviewing Thorana, who's going to be talking about your social media strategy. We will have Derry, who is going to talk about your business strategy, Suki with your finances, Nick with the hidden riches inside of your company, and etc., etc. What do you want to take away from that day, Herdis Pala?
Oh, I would like to, of course, meet all kinds of interesting people. I love meeting new people and having, lively conversations. But I think what I would like to get out of this day, and hopefully all the other people, is strategy. Because I think as a business owner, the one thing that you always have to be tweaking and revisiting is your strategy. It's like your compass. You always have to be setting your compass and where you want to go and all that and how. And when you were talking about the poll, people are looking for some kind of roadmap, and that is related to the strategy. You always have to be working on your strategy. So I think I'm pretty clear on my strategy, but I would like to, from next day, because you asked about what I want to take out of this day, is some tips, tools, things that I can use to tweak my strategy, to be sure that my compass is leading me in the right direction.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think, speaking of strategy, I think that it's one of the things when you think you have it, you can see that you can tweak it even further.
Right.
Yeah. Like the more the more I know how little I know. The whole thing about the Small Business Branding Day, September 6th, I'd just like to point out for people who are really truly interested to come and spend the whole day with me, Herdis Pala, and 6 other outstanding European business and branding leaders, to take a look at the special offer that we are offering for the early bird registrations. You can actually save $200 by signing up today and reserving your seat, because there are not going to be many seats in this special event, but it's definitely going to be a special seat for those who will attend. So I highly recommend that you take a look at the other speakers. If you go to branded.is, where they are all listed up, or simply just go ahead and click that button and make that reservation and be sure that you will be with us. It's definitely, I think, I know if I speak for myself, and I can hear you're on the same path, Herdis, we are going to do everything that we can to enlighten people, to clear their roadmap, to understand what it is that they really need to not only run their business, but really enjoy the ride running their business and becoming more successful in their personal as well as professional life. Ending, tell me, what would you like our viewers to do right now, Herdis Pala?
I would like them to take a moment just to sit somewhere quietly, come to their center, and think about who they want to be, what they want to do, and what they want to have, and go from there.
That's a beautiful word. I think that we will just make that our last word today. I will be back in an hour and a half with Thorana, talking about your social media strategy. Speaking of strategy, till then, make your magic, click that button, see us in September, and well, if you want, there are actually 6 other webinars to go to, so please feel free to sign up for every single one of them. That's basically the only way that you can really, you get the tracks and you get the links to attend each and every time. It's bless from me over here in my office in Iceland. See you in an hour and a half, hopefully, most of you.
Bye-bye.